Have you noticed this? The moment we relax, we suddenly do things better. Not because we tried harder, but because it starts to feel like we are playing. And I know playing sounds childish, but honestly, it might be the most adult skill we forget. Recently, I have been thinking about something that changed how I treat success, failure, and even the word learning. If we really accept deep down that life doesn't come with a built-in meaning, then we don't have to let society's scoreboard decide whether we are winning or losing. And I know some people will say, no, success matters. Of course it matters. Sure, it matters in real life. We need money, stability, respect, opportunities. I'm not denying that. But the moment I stopped treating it like a verdict on my words, I felt freer. Like I could finally look at the world through my own eyes, not through other people's expectations. Because here's what usually happens. We see someone doing well, they look calm, they look effortless, they get results fast, and our first reaction is like comparison. Sometimes even jealousy. And it's like a human reaction. I get it. But it helps nothing. Because we are not even playing the same game. Different people are born with different default settings, with different environments, different personalities, different starting points, different timing. So even if the world labels someone successful and someone else a failure, those labels still shouldn't become the tool we use to judge ourselves. Most of what exists in this world is opinion. Just people's opinions stacked on top of each other until they look like a truth. And the worst thing we can do is take those opinions, put them inside our chest, and then use them to hurt ourselves or hurt other people. So lately, I have been asking myself one question. In this moment, am I enjoying what I'm doing? Does it feel light, like a game? Or does it feel like heavy, like I'm trying to prove something? And that question becomes very practical, like, for example, Chinese New Year. If I don't enjoy the going back home for a New Year game, then I don't go. If I genuinely enjoy it, then I go. That's it. There's no dramatic storyline or self-judgment or guilt-based performance. Just, do I want to play this game or not? And we do this, and maybe you have noticed it too. We constantly look for reasons to justify our choices. We explain, we defend, we build an entire courtroom in our head. But honestly, if we are doing something and we feel curious, if we feel interested, if we feel alive while doing it, that alone puts us ahead of so many people. It's not because we are better, but because being human is supposed to include curiosity. One of the most beautiful human instinct is like this: see something outside of us and thinking, wait, how does that even work? And then going to explore it, and that impulse is pure. It doesn't need a resume. And this connects to the word learning. I think the word learning gives a lot of us pressure because school trained us to associate with boredom, punishment, and evaluation. So when we hear you should do this, our body reacts like, no, I hate it. And that reaction isn't because learning is painful by nature. It's because we had years of experiences when learning felt bad. And here is my new understanding. Learning is not pressure. Learning is exploration. It's like, I don't know what's here, but I want to find out. And when it becomes that there is no stress and we are not trying to be someone, and then we do things better. We are just inside the process. We are fully there. There's no performance or self-judgment. It's only our attention. And that's why we can learn anything this way, like, for example, languages, math, physics, writing, anything. When we don't have anxiety, we learn it fast. So when curiosity is driving, we are not thinking about outcomes every second. We are not negotiating with our fear. We just do things and we focus on the process. That is learning. And today, this is what I realized. I actually love this realization. I feel calm inside it. Even speaking this right now is part of the learning. It's part of the flow. Because when a person has no pressure, we can absorb more of the world. We notice more. We take in more. And then we naturally continue doing what feels meaningful to us, what feels interesting, what feels alive. And honestly, that could be an entire life until the end. The only thing that distorts it is judgment. We add judgment and then we treat it like fact. We decide what counts as success, what counts as failure. And then we live like those definitions are real. But they are not universal truths, they are viewpoints. So instead of worshipping those viewpoints, we can come back to the present, to the game in front of us. What am I doing today that feels interesting? And maybe that's the real life hack. Make what we feel like a game. Make it interesting. Make it so engaging we don't want to put it down. Like the way we cannot put down our phones. It's not because we are addicted to escaping life, but because we are finally inside the game. Make what we are doing interesting. Make it like a game.